Hello Taurus, Elsie here to do a reading for you, my friends. It is a bonus read. How are you? Thank you so much for clicking here. Just came here to say thank you for all the ways that you've been loving on the channel. I appreciate you. And I'm here just with an oracle deck, with a tarot deck. We are going to take a look, Taurus, at the energies that are current or the future. That's how the bonus reads work for me. I'm not looking into anything in the past in this reading, and if it shows up, I will acknowledge it, of course, but I'm not going to dig into it. So this reading is still a general reading, and it may or may not resonate with you, and please don't make it fit if it does not. I will call out the signs and symbols for you so you know what's going on. Tell me what's going on for Taurus, please. It's not meant to resonate with everybody. It is a general reading. Please keep that in mind and please use your own discernment. Tell me about Taurus. The King of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. Taurus, I think it feels like you need to be honest with yourself here. You need to be, it's like something here needs to come to an end. You finally have to acknowledge it. You have to figure it out. You have to work on it. And then you must let it go. It feels like that's the only way that you're going to get any relief from the Ten of Swords. The King of Swords is here, and it's like it's time to just be honest. Face it head on, whatever this is. We just need to face it head on. We need to be honest and truthful. It's going to be a hard conversation. It's going to be like it could be a conversation with yourself for sure, but it feels like it's either a conversation with yourself or somebody else. The Seven of Pentacles is telling me that you've been putting a lot of hard work into something. Like you've been working super hard to grow something. And it feels like you now need to be honest with yourself about how much more hard work you want to put into this, or do you want to release it? It feels like you're at a place where you need to make a decision. I feel like whatever it is that we're talking about, you love it a lot and you don't want to let it go. You don't want to release it because you love doing it, or you love having it, or it's a person possibly for some of you. You don't want to release it, but I want to say it's time for you to be honest with yourself that you're putting in a whole lot of work and somebody's really not putting in a whole lot of work. We have the Six of Cups. Of course, the Six of Cups can be nostalgia. It can be someone that you've known forever. It is memories, possibly. It feels like it could be a family situation. We've got 6 and 4, that is 10. We've got 10 cups here. But we also have 8. It's almost like somebody needs to make a decision to, it's like you've been working on something really hard for a really long time and you're really not getting the returns on it that you wanted, whether it's a relationship, whether it's money, whether it's a job, a family situation. It feels like you've been putting like a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of creative, independent energy into something here. I feel like the reason that you're not willing to look at it or reevaluate it is because you are in a comfort zone of some sort. It feels like you're in a comfort zone where everything is like happy, everything is okay. It feels like in this place that I've created in the Four of Cups, nobody rejects me. I don't reject anybody else. It feels like there is, you've got to be honest with yourself finally about something here. Tell me more about this. Tell me what else I need to know about Taurus. Got the Ten of Pentacles. For some of you, it's a financial situation. It could be finances. It could be a job. It could be that maybe you're living in a place that's too expensive. The King of Pentacles is the one that can afford it, but it feels like for somebody here that you've been working really hard on something and it's not giving you the returns that you want. In fact, it's kind of exhausting you and it's time to release it or let it go. It could be a relationship, but I feel like what you need to be honest about is that you're in some sort of comfort zone here. Tell me more. Yeah, it's almost like It's like you are putting less effort in now than you used to put in. It feels like it's a business for some of you. It might be a business idea or a business that you began that really isn't giving you the returns that you want. I want to say that it's going to turn itself around, I'm going to say, but it's time for you to be really super honest about where you're at in terms of the build, how it's building. For some of you, it's a job. Maybe you have a job and you've got to be realistic now about how hard you work, because it almost feels like with the Page of Wands that somebody doesn't appreciate it, or somebody sees you as being lazy. I don't think that you are, honestly. When I see all these pentacles, I see the King of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is pre-Empress energy. The King of Pentacles is solid and stable and grounded. I feel like you're doing something that you really love. And I feel like you're putting less effort into it now than you did before. But I feel like it's maybe you can't get past the Nine Pentacles. I want to say that you've been at the Nine Pentacles for a while and you can't seem to push past the Nine Pentacles. Look, the Nine Pentacles isn't a place that's hard to be in, but it is a place where you are carrying it all by yourself. You've built it all by yourself. And I feel like you're wanting to move into a place where maybe you can work a little less or put a little less energy into it here. For somebody here, if this is a romantic, I'm looking at this here, if this is sort of a romantic thing that you're looking at here, it feels like somebody has stopped putting effort into you. It's like you continue to be the Nine of Pentacles, the pre-Empress energy, taking care of yourself on the outside, taking care of yourself on the inside. You've built a business. You're very successful. It feels like you've had some success here. But it also feels like if this is a love thing, it feels like somebody has stopped putting energy into you and them. Like it feels like with the Page of Wands being in the reverse, it feels new. So it feels like maybe you've seen somebody maybe 2 or 3 or 4 times and that person's really not putting effort in. I feel like somebody is ready to release that, is ready to release the person who is not putting a whole lot of effort in here. It's sort of interesting because it feels like this is more about maybe financial things or maybe the workplace. It feels like somebody here's got to be honest with themselves. Like, am I happy here or am I not happy here? Because we do have the 4 and the 6 of Cups here, and that is 10, but we also have the 6 and the 2, which is 8. So it feels like, am I happy here? Am I not happy here? Am I just settling because because I'm in a comfort zone and I don't want to change what I'm doing? I feel like you make good money there, but I feel like it's time to really be honest with yourself about how practical is it that I keep putting in the most work? I keep working super hard. Am I getting as much out of it as I'm putting into it? Is what the energy that I'm getting here. Tell me more. We have the Empress, the 8 of Wands, and the Queen of Swords. It's time to do something about it here. So for those of you who are looking at this as a romantic reading, it does feel like here that somebody's finally got to be honest, like truthful and honest, and have a conversation with this person that's not been putting a lot of effort in. It feels like it might have been going on now for, I'm going to say for some of you that maybe it's been like 10 weeks, like a week to 10 weeks. Like it's very, very new, right? It's like just maybe a month or 2 and somebody has like backed off and is not really giving you as much energy as they did. I feel like it's time for things to pick up. It's time for you to make a decision as to what you're going to do. You need to liberate yourself here. This is the divorcee, right? You need to liberate yourself from the situation because it's not working out the way you thought it would. I feel like you've become really abundant because of, we're looking back at this financial thing here, financial or job thing. And I feel like it's, you've become the Empress. You've become, you've put yourself in a place now where you really don't need much. Like you are stable, I want to say. Like, and I don't mean that you're a millionaire. I mean that you have, enough to make ends meet. The Empress usually has more than that because she's the Queen of Pentacles, but I feel, and the King of Pentacles, for some of you, you could like have money in the bank, you could have some stability. It feels like there is abundance, and maybe somebody's going to ask for a raise. After all the energy that I put in, I'm always there when you guys need me. Whenever you call me, I'm there. So why aren't you giving me the raise? It feels like it could be that as well. Tell me about the 7 of Pentacles, please. What's all this hard work going into? 5 of Wands. I feel like somebody here needs to stop putting in so much so much effort. You need to back off a little bit. You need to stop putting in all the overtime, all the effort. And I think it's really for those of you who are just feeling like that you're being taken advantage of by possibly an employer. Maybe you've been taken advantage of, and the 10 of Wands is here, right? So we have the 5 of Wands, which is like, maybe I should just hold back. Maybe I should just, tell the employer I'm not doing overtime. But I feel like that is something, I feel like all the work that you're putting in on something that you're not getting a big return on, it feels like you should be making more because I feel like you're the subject matter expert. You're the one who's very practical. You're the one who's the evaluator. Like maybe you're evaluating other people's work. Maybe you're, something like that. It feels like you are someone who's quite important to the company. But the 10 of Wands is telling me it's becoming heavy. Like all the work that you're putting in here is becoming heavy. It's time to speak with the Emperor. It's almost like somebody is putting, how can I say, pressure on you to perform. And I feel like you're ready to break under the pressure. Somebody here is overworking themselves. And look, it's not unlike Taurus to overwork themselves. You'll see me on the platform every day. It's not unlike Taurus to overwork themselves, right? We do have the Knight of Wands. We have the Judgment card. And the King of Cups. I feel like you need to make a quick decision here. You need to make a quick decision about what you're going to do. And it's only for those of you who feel like you're being taken advantage of, or you feel like this is really heavy on me, feeling like, I'm putting in all that I can, but yet there's competition that seems to be doing better than me. I feel like for some of you that you are doing really well because you're overworking yourself. Like I feel like you have money in the bank, you're stable, but you have the abundance because you're overworking yourself. But you're not showing it on the surface. You just keep saying yes. You're like, yep, sure. Yep, I'll be there. Yep, I can do the overtime. Yep. But I think there needs to be a quick change here because it's going to come to a place, Taurus, where you're going to become unstable because you're going to be exhausted. The 10 of Swords is about the release. It's time to release something here. For those of you who are looking at this as a relationship reading, it feels like with the Judgment card showing up, it feels like you have, you feel like you've been taken advantage of, and it's time for you to make a decision. There has to be a conversation of some sort, and you've got to liberate yourself from the situation. You are doing well by yourself, and you really don't need this other person. Tell me why the 9 of Pentacles is here. I feel like it's putting you in more pain than you need to. Like it feels like it's irritating you, or the 10 of Swords is like it could be that every time they don't return the call, every time they don't return the text, every time they don't show effort, it's like another sword in the back. It feels like that, and you've had enough. I feel like you've just had enough. Yeah, it's time to carry on to something more exciting here. I feel like you worry that you're not enough. You worry that maybe that this person really just wants passion, that they want like a friends with benefits situation. We have so many Pentacles and Wands, and to me, Pentacles and Wands, those are friends with benefits situations, especially when the Ace of Wands shows up here. I feel like your worry is that this person just really wants a passionate relationship with you, and that they're just not saying so. Yeah, and if you bring it up, it might cause a fight. Look, if you're in a situation like that and you feel like speaking your truth or being honest or truthful, which is really very moral, if you feel like being honest and truthful about the situation is going to cause a fight, then you know that you're in the wrong situation, right? Tell me what the King of Pentacles is supposed to do about this work situation, please. So the problem is, I feel that this place feels like home. The place where you work, it feels like home here. And everybody looks up to you as the person. Yeah, it's almost like you're the mother of the place or the father of the place. It's like everybody looks up to you. Tell me about the King of Swords. Nah, I don't like that. Jeez, that's not good. I know you don't like when I say that, sorry. So we have the Magician and the Devil. Look, I don't like this combination. This combination tells me that somebody is manipulating you in order to keep you codependent, in order to keep you afraid. It's like this employer here is somebody who is like, fine, well, if you don't want the overtime, then I'll just give it to somebody else, but you're not getting any more overtime. And I feel like you've been like living on the overtime. I feel like that's really what's made you stable. But it feels like here with the reciprocal energy, that the only reciprocal energy that you get from the employer, it feels like, is this devil energy. It feels like they cast fear. It's like they try and keep you in fear of maybe losing your job, or fear of them not needing you anymore. Or it feels like that energy. It's manipulative, fearful energy that's the only energy that you're getting from them in terms of reciprocal energy. They're just trying to make you feel scared that if you don't work enough, that you're probably going to lose your job. What is the outcome here? Tell me what the outcome is for Taurus. Yeah, you've got to make a decision here to move away. Look at that. The Justice card, the Six of Swords, and the Five of Cups. If you don't go, you're going to regret it. I feel like if and I'm not talking about those of you who are in a job that you're happy with, and you know that they're treating you well, and you know, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the person who feels taken advantage of. They feel like they are being manipulated by the employer, who's saying, fine, if you don't want the overtime, then you'll never get the overtime again. It feels like somebody here is like being like harsh, I want to say. Justice tells me that you need to make things right. And I feel like in order to make things right, the Six of Swords is here. You need to get out of the chaos. And it feels like you're scared to go. Like the Five of Cups tells me, what if I regret it? I feel like you need to do it slowly. It's not like you don't just walk into work and quit your job like Elsie on the internet does. You don't just go in and do that. Please don't do that. But the Knight of Cups is here. Go slow. Take it slow. It's the passive knight, right? So go slow, take it slow. I feel like you will find something that you enjoy. The thing is that with the knight here, it feels like you're fighting yourself to just not go out in a blaze of glory, that you're holding yourself back from just telling them exactly how you feel. And I mean, that looks great in the movies. I wouldn't recommend it. I did it myself. I wouldn't recommend it because it's just going to leave you in a place. I mean, if you have enough money in the bank, maybe you're the person who wants to do that. But it does feel like somebody here is really sort of committed to the role, committed to the work. If we're looking at love, it's like, I'm really committed to this person, but this person isn't giving you any energy. So you're going to regret moving along, but you need to have some justice at some point. Something needs to be said instead of holding your tongue. It's like we need to say things slowly. Like maybe one day it's, well, you know, I did put in this amount of overtime and I haven't been paid for it yet. I feel like you need to look at the fairness of it and how much work that you're putting in here, Taurus, because it feels like you're not showing anybody your cards. You're not showing anybody, but I feel like you really, things will become destabilized for you if you don't do something. So what I mean destabilized, I don't mean your finances. I mean your mental health, your physical health, the way you allow people to treat you, right? You are teaching people how to treat you, and you've taught this employer that you're always going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. And if you don't want to be overused like that, it's time for you to take charge of the situation as the emperor, drop these burdens and go. Yeah, in both situations, whether it's love or money. I'm going to leave that right there, Taurus. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to be back because I'm always back. You know that I am. What the heck else am I going to do with my time? Love you guys. Bye.